Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. And this is your weekly episode of Cloudscape, a TTRPG powered by Fate Core System. I'm Bozer. How are we doing, you guys?
I always get disappointed you don't say powered by the apocalypse because it's the superior.
That was last campaign. Oh, I'm blurry. Hello.
Hella blurry.
Hello.
God damn.
Hello.
Like I don't
But look at that wall art.
Yeah.
Look at that wall art. It always exists that no one can see. I love the Ninja Turtles, actually.
Yeah, I can see Leo and Mikey.
That's a local. None of these are local. I got these at Comic-Con. Or got this at Hall of Heroes Comic-Con, where the voice of Samurai Jack signed it.
Oh, did you see he got his comics
That's rad.
back?
He did?
Yeah, they found him in fucking Florida.
Oh, yeah. Our local Hall of Heroes Museum. They were robbed, and they stole...
Hundreds of thousands of worth of comics.
Holy shit.
Like graded comics.
And
That
this
had to have been
place...
an inside job.
Yeah, honestly,
Just saying.
they broke in the back door. Their security systems weren't amazing, and they didn't have them insured because they couldn't afford to insure them. That's how valuable these were. But he's got, I don't know exactly what's got stolen, but I know that he had a Captain America that existed in his museum and the U.S. Library of Congress. That was it.
Wow.
Wow.
But
Oh,
He's
he
got some
it
good
back.
shit. And I don't
Thank
know if that was
God.
one that was stolen. I hope
Holy
not.
fuck.
Because
That's crazy.
I wonder if the value would have devalued by then. But he got him back, so that's great news. Anyway, how was your guys' week? I missed you.
I'm glad we're back together. I'm so excited.
It's been 2 weeks since I've seen y'all.
Yeah. Shut up and get to the recap.
The people are back, but our characters will not be.
Yeah.
I just want to know what I know what shit we got up to. Like Kit and Sirkin got
I have-
into it.
See, I don't know what
Something
you
made
guys...
me cry.
I don't know what you guys
That's all
did,
you
but I
guys
feel like
know.
we equally got into as deep of shit.
Yeah, but did
I
any
died.
of you cry?
I literally died.
Brit in real life cried.
Oh,
Yeah, but
damn.
That doesn't
Really?
take much.
I don't know what-
Oh.
It's not going to take you much either, bud.
Why I order?
Hamana.
Watch out, she's got a wrench.
That's been Sky and I's running joke for a hot minute, and I don't know where it stemmed from.
The
This-
honeymooners.
Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, we just started doing it out of nowhere, and I
love
don't know why we started.
Yeah, so can confirm Sirkin and Kit have no idea what happened to Wayland and Theo. Wayland and Theo have no idea what happened to Sirkin and Kit.
Theo started 3 wars.
So watch their faces during this recap because this is the first time
Fuck.
they are hearing about any of this. And you guys are still in very separate places. So I don't know how much you can affect the other side immediately.
Don't worry, I've got a cell phone.
And Sirkin is a sniper.
I can't get more separate.
Is Sirkin on Earth? Sirkin went planet side. We're about to start our Fallout fucking
Yep.
arc.
Uh-oh.
Someone had to do it first.
Yeet.
So you guys ready to jump in today's episode?
No, but yes.
I am not. I was stressed planning last night and I'm still not feeling prepared.
Good.
Let's go.
These are the consequences of your own actions.
Last time on Cloudscape, the party was split. Sirkin and Kit basically kidnapped Vox, the smooth-talking, maybe douchebag sort of person that Liana was hanging out with.
Tool.
Hotwired a car, quite deftly, might I add, with your +6 to anything involving an engine. Still not okay with it,
You let me do it.
but okay enough to not change it. And they were led to the greenhouses, intimidating the shit out of the guy with a scalpel, and then turning around and charming the shit out of him with a very high charisma roll.
Still on track.
Vox led them to the greenhouse area, which feels much different than the rest of the city. It's not nitty-gritty area. It's peaceful. It's full of life. And Vox led them into one of the greenhouses where the security guard, one of the light guard, greeted them kindly, knowing Vox by name. They signed in using some fake names. Because much like the rest of Aurora, the greenhouses are kind of royally moderated and regulated, being the produce and meat production part of the entire city. They took the long way around the greenhouses as Vox found that he's got quite a depth of knowledge about the botanical and herbal.
Oh, so he formulated. Got it.
Maybe. I don't know.
That was easy.
Not
enough.
confirmed.
That's exactly what that means.
Is he the one? Is
Got
he
us
the one
on the
that makes
road.
the dead pills?
Just wait! It gets better!
Drove around to the middle of a greenhouse where there was kind of a shack, a local place for tools and for the workers to take their lunch, to get out of the sun. Entering this space, it was dark and empty, and Vox led them to the kitchen, where he opened the refrigerator, pulled a lever, closed the refrigerator, and reopened a door with a staircase leading them deep down below that level. Vox went first. They counted to 15 so that he could ease things before they entered. Sirkin and Kit followed down 4 stories of stairs deep into the tower, and they were greeted with a hustle and bustle of angry voices. Like, how could you lead strangers to this place? What were you thinking? How could you do this again? And Sirkin and Kit
Responsible for Liana. I'm gonna kill him.
Sirkin and Kit entered into a space of non-familiarity. They were not welcome. And Sirkin had a flare-up of the X that he could not control and collapsed right there, screaming in pain, growling in pain. And unsure what to do, weapons were pulled, and around the corner comes Naraya Kai, the arch-luminary of agriculture. Also found to be the mother of Vox.
Yeah. All right, pause. I gotta make notes here. What was the arch luminary's name?
Naraya Kai. Naraya, Nerayah. He's leaving?
Wow!
I just want to point out you said Naraya. Like, I'm just gonna understand that that's how you spelled that character's name.
It's a way to spell that name. I thought you were just leaving, Wayland.
Yep. Bye. See ya. No, that's not what I wanted to hear. Goodbye.
And in a moment of kindness and compassion, Kit turns to Sirkin and basically talks him through this episode and calms him down. And I think some real connection might have just happened. But unsure what to do with them, and convincing Naraya not to straight up murder you, you were taken to kind of a holding cell deep below the normal, I want to say like planet level, but we're not there. There's not Earth's surface, deep below the tower surface.
Street level?
Street level, there you go. You were taken through a winding web of tunnels, seeing things go far down into the distance. Taken to a holding cell, where you sat for a little while as they decided what to do with you. And then you were brought food, And Sirkin was left to his own devices, requesting a book on botanicals, wanting to get on the level of Vox and his knowledge. And Kit was led by Naraya, unshackled, mishandled, and she explained a little bit about what their goal was here in the central hub of the Knights of Axiom. They wanted to open each other's eyes and seeing that things aren't quite what they seem, and X is not this blessing of Octorus that everyone thinks it is. And you were led to a room where you were warned that a person that you were about to see may not be the person you remember them to be. And letting you into a small bedroom where a man was working at a desk with fiery red hair.
Yeah.
And goggles to match Kit's. But ready to be upset with this man that they call Leonold here in the Knights Hub, because they didn't know his name. Because when they found him, he was beaten up badly, and he has lost most of his memory, not recognizing Kit fully. Though with some drawings on the wall of a person that he's seeing in his dreams, looking much like Kit, he asked if he knew you, Kit, and you just explained that you were Naraya's new intern, and you would be working together here in the hub. Meanwhile,
That's pretty spot on to what I expected to be going.
Can I, real quick, also just point out how Kit introduced herself?
yeah, not as Kit. What'd you tell him your name was?
Sammy Hagar. Did I get it?
One more time.
Catherine.
Catherine. Meanwhile, back at the Iron Corners, Theo was about to follow Sirkin and Kit, but then finding that Waylon's next opponent was going to be Alden Gold, Kieran's youngest son, the chaotic and reckless youngest son of the Gold family. You were both offered X, you both took it. Waylon, even though you had access to maybe some air powers, didn't use them once in the fight.
Tried getting him to surf several times and he refused.
Not once. But didn't really need to. It was blow for blow. They were very evenly matched. Alden with his tattoos forming into a snake-like arm, one forming into a sword-like arm, and then unveiling a third tattoo which put spikes all over his body like barbed wire. Meanwhile, in this cage, which was lifted off the ground and rotating, electrified, spikes jutting out into the fight area, Wayland rolling exceptionally well. Not only, rolled a 10.
What? We established technically it should have been a 12.
Should have been a 12.
But he got a 10.
Yeah.
Rolling a 10. Should have been a 12. Not only defeated Alden, murdered Alden Gold.
Holy fuck.
Right there in the arena.
In front of everyone.
And this is where Theo started war number 1.
Meanwhile, Theo, on the outskirts, rolling exceptionally high connections of somebody talking to the script writer of the Fight Night, who we named Glib, recognized this woman that we named Retta, who was a journalist from The Truth, which is the city's paper, making a date for her on Thursday said that if she ran a story on what happened here tonight, naming names, he would work to get her Errol Faust's job as the Archluminary of Intelligence.
Wow.
That's
Taking
for number
him
2.
Up on that offer, she left to begin drafting that story. And while Wayland, as the champion of the fight night, was taken up to the viewing deck to be congratulated by the Archluminary of Engineering, Ren. But quickly found that this congratulations was short-lived, as the winners of these fight nights were meant to be taken elsewhere with Ren. And so Ren wanted to take him somewhere else, and that didn't take too kindly to Wayland. And we were left as 3 men surrounded Wayland and Theo, who found his
Or
way
number 3.
up to the viewing deck, as Ren took off his duster, unveiled
Doc Ock.
basically a Doc Ock Spider-Man Iron Spider-like device all over his body in an effort to take down Wayland. And that's where we ended.
Oh shit!
I do need to add one part, which was my favorite part of the scene.
Yes.
Don Cucci.
Theo is having Don Cucci send Kieran a bouquet of flowers that just says "Watch the news," signed by Mr. Maxwell.
War number
Don
4?
Cucci killed.
The best part of that is he had sent that request in before the.
I was really doubling down. Immediately followed by the worst rolls I've ever seen in a TTRPG for a fight.
Holy shit!
I,
That's
we thought ours was intense.
Yeah. Well, ours was definitely a little more gory.
He
Just a
impaled
little.
We had the thriller movie. They had the action movie. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely
That's
feels like a.
fucking wild.
Definitely feels like ours feels like a video game a little bit, because I feel like it's like we're doing a mid boss fight now.
What was the? Can you recap the final blow?
Oh man, it was so silly. If I remember correctly, he was trying to, because you guys saw that the ring can shift
Cage rotates,
axis,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so they were shifting axis, and I shot up and was dangling, and then he tried to follow up with like a snake arm, and I like kicked it out of the way so that he couldn't, and he fell to the ground. And then if I recall, which maybe I don't 100% remember now that I'm on the spot here, but did I?
I believe that you shot your hook
Yeah,
at him while holding on to the cage.
and I ran
and-
through him.
I think you like flailed him down.
I'm trying to. No,
No,
that's
the
how I beat
flail was
the. That's how I
Bird
beat
Boy.
the. That's how I beat the bird guy. I'm pretty sure what happened. And correct
You
me if I'm
did
wrong, but I
hit him
think
into a bed of spikes.
I think that I fired my hook past him, right? And I used the momentum to
Yes!
like drive in.
Superman punched him into a bed of spikes.
Yeah,
That's fucking rad.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And like, it's so weird because I remember the whole part of the fight, but the very last minute, I was so caught up on the fact that I rolled a 10 total
That's
Like,
bonkers.
that
to
I like.
clarify, is literally
blacked
off
out
the
on-
charts.
Off the charts. 8
Yeah.
is as high as my ladder goes.
I can't wait to read about this story in the paper, since I'll never talk to your characters ever again. I can't wait to read all about
The
it.
next morning, if they're
Yeah.
gracious enough to give you the paper, you're gonna have
I'm-
quite the tale to read.
I'm a truth subscriber.
Nice.
And Wayland,
Oh, I don't
do
like
you
the way
have
that
any?
sounds out loud.
Do you have any physical stress?
Yes, I've got 1 stress.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark.
And then I didn't know if it counted because like technically, you said I got my refresh points back. So does that mean that in that like 15 minutes where they left me in the tank, and they like bandaged me up, does that mean my bleeding thing turns to bandaged and I
Yeah.
start healing?
Yeah, if you have a consequence. Yeah, bandaged wounds. I see here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is where Theo dies, so I might be coming back with another character, and you guys just deal with those consequences.
I'm gonna try my best to defeat these guys and save you, but I really don't know if that's gonna be a thing.
Theo's gonna throw hands with you. Don't worry.
All right, so that's where we're going to pick up. We are in the viewing deck. Ren has unveiled his gear, and you can see it now. Meanwhile, the arena is basically cleared out. All the individuals have left. They've got their bets. That's kind of what happened while you were waiting for the few minutes, Wayland, in the tank. And the doors have been closed behind you. You are now all in one zone, essentially.
Auto zone.
And you're flanked all around by 3 large men.
I thought he took out 2 of them.
I hit them. I did my
Your flail.
my cleave,
Okay.
which those abilities all reset as well with my refresh.
Sure.
Fuck yeah!
Why not?
Is he
Why
still
not?
hopped up on X too?
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yes.
I'm gonna come at you like a
Like a
spider
spider
monkey.
monkey.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on.
Sorry, was that poorly? I didn't know that you took a sip. That's on me.
I'm good. I'm good.
Sky and I watch that movie minimum of twice a month.
Nice.
What movie?
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, Talladega Nights. The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Walker,
Okay.
Texas Ranger.
So yeah, you guys are surrounded.
I don't know how fighting works in this game.
Yeah. So I'm surrounded, right? And then he's at the end of the room. He just burst through the doors and rolled up his sleeves.
Uh-huh.
I just want, because he's already got no fighting abilities.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What I meant to say is no fighting stunts.
Correct. Theo's got a +1 to fight.
That's so gonna be great for you, dude. I'm really looking forward to
I
that.
have decided Theo does Wing Chun. That is what
Okay.
he is trained in.
Okay, nice.
So go ahead and roll perception.
Shh. I think I have something in perception.
Is that him or me?
Both of you.
I think it's our initiative.
Yeah, this counts as initiative.
That's a 3 for Theo.
Okay, that's a 1 for me.
Okay. So we're gonna start Ren with his kind of like his back is covered in all this mechanical gear. He says, "You could come the easy way. Last chance."
I'm too kinky for that.
I'm gonna say to him, it's actually quite hard for me to come. My dominant hand has been cut off.
Fuck.
And he kind of cocks his head a little bit. You're gonna be fun. And
That felt, pause.
Josh
That
Gott.
felt very rapey, Ren. I'm gonna need you to rephrase.
Hey, before you kill me, HR is gonna have a hissy. HR is gonna be just so peeved about that. You gotta watch those.
And he's going to, out of his like left arm, he kind of swings back, and you hear something attach, and he whips his arm at you, and like this, his entire arm just pops off. No,
Okay.
All right, Inspector Gadget, calm down.
kind of a net, which is it's kind of a luminescent a little bit, is thrown in your direction.
Okay. I'm gonna sacrifice potentially my hook hand and try to keep it going over me. Maybe even if I roll good, redirect it to the guy behind me.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. 5.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay. So with a 5, he shoots this net towards you, and do you shoot your hook, or do you just...
I just because I figured,
Parry it
it's
away?
it's got hooks on it, right? So I figured I could like catch it and throw it around me. Towards the guy behind me if I could. But like that's all. I don't know exactly how the boosts and stuff work, but I figured if I rolled good enough, I could use it against him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Add a shoot roll to that.
Ah, shoot. Oh, also decent. 3.
Okay. So you parry it away, and it kind of sails over your head and lands on one of the men that you had just clocked in the face moments ago with your spin move of your hook. And he's like pulled to the ground in a heavier way than it looks. Like it's almost like the net, once it makes contact, just attaches itself to the floor.
Nice.
And so
he electrocuted and dies.
he's struggling with it, trying to get out, but he's now trapped to the floor.
Okay.
Theo, you rolled a 3, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Theo, what are you doing?
Theo's just going to go to one of the guards, and I want to kick him in the back of the knee to drop him down a little bit, and then just clock him in the jaw.
Why don't you just start shit kicking the guy on the ground?
And that is a 3 to my fight.
Ooh, good rolling.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
actually really
Two
difficult to
blanks.
roll that. Yeah, that's really difficult to roll that with your number.
With that tiny fight you have.
Well, yeah, I rolled a 5 and I have a +4, so.
So yeah, you go to kick him at the knee, and he drops down.
And I punch him in the jaw.
Okay. Dig it. When you go to punch him, you connect, but it hurts a lot on your
Yeah,
fist.
that
Yeah,
sounds
Theo
about right.
doesn't punch people
Yeah.
often. He has people for this.
He's got soft
Oh.
hands.
Oh, it's so cute. We're like Theo's gonna be at the end of this fight if he survives. Theo's gonna be like all torn up and bruised.
How it
It's
goes is
cute,
Theo
cute
punches me,
little
goes,
moment.
"Son of a bitch!"
It's
You-
so hard to write checks after this.
Tabitha's got a stamp. He doesn't sign shit.
Tabitha called this for me, my handy hook.
Tabby open.
Sitting there with like a bottle of liquor.
I need a straw too.
All right.
Uppies.
Waylon, what are you doing?
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that I'm going to go right for the big boy. And I'll just let I'll attack the guy with the octopus arms, and then the normal guy can fight the other 4 normal guys.
There you go. Point 3.
That sounds fair to me. Okay, so I am going to. Oh jeez, guys. So he's just standing like across the desk from me. So maybe I'll just like. Yeah, he had a desk, right? Or is this like just like an open mezzanine?
It's kind of an open mezzanine. In the back were some like catering tables, a bar. There were some like high top tables around, but they're sparse. Mostly it's an open area, except for the high
Okay.
tops.
Okay. So I'm going to just punch him square in the chest with my spiky punch.
Okay.
Concave his chest.
Come
Captain
on,
Hook.
baby. What the fuck? A neutral plus. So that is a 6.
Good. That took me a second to get to.
I'm glad
The,
somebody did.
The My Hero Academia reference?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
I
was
need to
doing
get- I need
very
to get
simple
caught up.
math.
I was watching Bozer's face break.
Ren literally rolled 4 pluses.
4 pluses?
That's before his modifier.
Do
So
I get a boost? I don't remember how that works.
No, I think you got
No,
beat, dog.
Oh,
it didn't.
I thought,
It didn't. It's not
I thought
happening for
that's
you.
how. No, I thought that's how boost work. Is if
'Cause
you
didn't that
failed
guy-
something, then you get a boost.
I
He
thought
didn't
that one-
fail.
Yeah.
Ren won
no,
that one.
but he.
Yeah. Because didn't a guy get a boost one time when I beat him in a defense
Yeah.
roll?
Yeah, you can succeed, and then you can succeed with style.
Oh, copy.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this guy would get a boost.
That's how it would work. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, copy
gotcha.
that. That's. I was just really. There was one time in the 2 sessions ago that was confusing about
Yeah.
the boosts.
Ask
Um,
all
okay.
the questions.
Using in general.
Basically, if you roll like crazy high above the DC or above somebody else, then you would get a boost, which is a one-time invocation of a free aspect.
Copy. Okay.
Um,
So
But if you are attacking somebody and they roll ungodly high against you, then they potentially could receive a boost against you.
so how does he stop me?
So you go to punch his chest,
And
and
it just
what you're
opens up.
expecting to be like flesh, like you've punched hundreds of chests.
Thousands even.
Are you punching
Sorry.
with your hook hand or your
Hucky. Yeah.
hooky?
Oh, I'm mirrored to you guys. Aren't I?
Yeah. This feels like you are meeting basically like an iron wall.
His chest. He just takes it.
He just takes it,
Shit.
but it
Does it echo? Is it hollow?
it
We
like
need to find him a
clanks.
heart. Is that how we actually win this fight?
And I'm going to the boost will be that really your hook now kind of bends a little bit
Ooh,
at the base of it.
that's
Okay.
not good.
Okay, and does it like get stuck in him at all, or like is he got that much? I just want to.
No, it's not stuck,
Okay. So it's just like.
but it glances
Does-
off.
yeah,
It hits square and like bends a little bit on impact, and he just kind of looks at you because he's pretty tall.
With those piercing
What?
green eyes.
Those piercing green eyes. Like, oh, you're gonna have to work hard on that. Guards.
Shit.
So one is trapped under this net, and
Mm-hmm.
he loses a turn because he's trapped. The other two kind of look up at you, Theo, and they're going to attempt to tackle you.
Even the one that's kind of like already kneeled down in front of me.
No, just the one that's
okay.
not.
Okay, got it. I'm just
Good-
trying to make sure.
good clarification,
Mental image,
yeah.
Just trying to understand. Okay. Is this something I can defend against?
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
roll a defense. You can roll athletics against it. You can roll fight against it. There's lots of things you could use as a defense. Just you have to clarify.
Okay. Yeah, this is just going to be a fight, and I think I may actually get to invoke my first aspect of this game.
What are you invoking?
Man of Many Masks.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Theo is clearly trained in a lot of different shit.
Hell yeah.
Which I'm glad I did, because I'm going to need that re-roll here right quick. All right, that's much better. That's a 3, and as he goes to tackle, Theo wants to like sprawl and get on top of him. So, like as he goes for the tackle, Theo's going to sprawl and then kind of take his back.
Oh, like jujitsu style?
Yeah.
So he
Oh,
he lunges at you. You spread your limbs and just lay on top of him. And he's a little bigger than you.
That's fine.
Definitely meatier, but you're using that momentum. And now
Still
you
gonna
are.
make him tap and call me daddy.
Nice.
So
And
now-
then
in that order
sweet
doesn't make
nothings in
sense,
his
but
ears.
So now directly next to the guy that you just punched in the face, you're now on top of the other guard. Ren is now he's directly in front of you, and one of these like spider-like tentacles behind him are going to make a stabbing motion towards you, Wayland.
Wait, did I lose a fate point? Is that how aspects
Yeah.
work? Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure I. Okay.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to try to catch this with my hand that can close.
Okay.
Closing time.
No, fuck. I didn't even hear it drop. Did it drop? It didn't drop. Nice, actually. Okay. Oh, bollocks. Okay, that is a 4.
Nice. Okay. So this spider blade comes jutting towards you, but you catch it. You're with your human hand.
Regular, normal flesh.
And all these years of combat and this year away, the calluses have just built up so much. These hands are meaty and stone. And you like grasp the blade and you see some blood dripping down your arm, but not as much as there should be, honestly. And behind the mask, because again, he's still wearing his iron mask, he cocks his head again. You are going to be so worth it in the end. Theo.
Are they armed with anything?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna kind of like spin around and I'm gonna try to rear naked choke him then.
Nice.
This fight is so kinky.
Yeah.
Oh, he rolled good. He's happy.
That's a 5.
Max damage.
Hell yeah.
Or max potential, I should say.
Whew. Okay, nice. So, describe what a rear naked choke looks like for those that don't know. Like me.
Here, do it on me.
So a rear naked choke, you got to take the little V in your arm here. So your forearm goes on one side of the neck and the bicep goes on the other side. And then you take your other arm as you snake it around, you flex, breathe in, and then kind of arch your back, and it completely cuts off the blood flow to the brain.
Nice. So, as you're doing this, he's got a thick neck, but you, in your weird training over the years that you probably traded for some favor.
I took a what was it called? Like a self-defense course with the girls.
Somebody couldn't pay you for your services, so they were like, gave you a punch card for 10 free
Perfect.
self-defense. Yeah.
I don't know how Theo pays to keep the doors open with all these favors that are traded, but it's clearly working out okay for him.
It's working.
Gambling's how we keep the doors open.
This guy's like scratching at you, and within a matter of seconds, you feel him go limp.
Let's go.
He's out.
Hell yeah.
God damn.
I'm gonna kiss him on the cheek.
Roll intimidation.
As I make eye contact with the next guy, I'm gonna kiss his cheek. Can I roll intimidation?
Sure.
That's a 2.
Oh, I keep forgetting
was
that that's
too
like
tender.
decent, actually. That's fine. He actually feels like he wants
He
to
feels
be.
comforted.
Yeah.
And the guy kind of looks up as he's wiping the blood off from his nose, and he's getting ready to strike. But Wayland, you're next.
Okay, shit. God damn it, bro. I'm gonna go for an uppercut.
Okay.
I'm still holding this.
To the moon.
Just swing him. Just swing out.
Fucking
That
Dogecoin
math,
that shit. That's a
Okay.
very niche joke. That was
Oh,
bad. I'm sorry.
yes. Yes. That is a 7.
Woo! Hook hand or real hand?
Hook hand.
Woo!
Did you use power band?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
just making
Yep.
sure.
It's in there.
Oh my god.
Wind power to fucking accelerate that bitch up.
I've been thinking about how to incorporate it, and we're gonna get there. Just you wait.
Just you wait. So as with an uppercut, you not only catches under the chin, you knock his mask clean off. And it kind of goes flying over the balcony. And he takes this on the chin, and he is
ugly.
rocked. He backs up against the edge of the balcony and kind of arches his back a little bit as you see him like tongue something, spit out a tooth. Well, those power bands work just like I made them.
Oh, we forgot to tell you guys that part. Whoops.
Hey.
He did recognize his own design.
So I
Perfect.
guess he's like several steps back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like hold on to the hook that just rocked him and be like, "You keep saying that I'm worth it, but you haven't even paid me." And
Yeah, so that hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, and I'll advance on him.
Okay. Meanwhile, the guard just watched you kiss his bro.
He's just like,
flip that.
Wait, are these the guards that Theo's friends with, or are these different guards?
The one that let you in, no. Those two let you in.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll connection.
what did you get?
It's a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Out of a potential 8?
Connection's my strong suit, guys.
So
What's his name and how do you know him?
That's my psalm.
So this guy is like looking up at you, like, and it wasn't until you kissed the guy in the cheek. He took a second,
Get in the mood first.
Holy fuck.
and he's like, "Wait, Theo,
Yeah.
weren't you at my kid's party?
Yeah. So why are you doing this?
I don't, he pays me like really fucking well."
I can pay you better.
And he's like looking at Ren, who just got knocked, and he's looking at the guy in the net. Man, we gotta get you out of here.
Or you get on the payroll and go tackle his ass off the balcony.
How much?
We'll discuss that after you tackle his ass. Go.
I'll be fucking dead.
No, you'll be fine. Hit him with a chair. I don't care. Get him off.
Get him
You want me
off.
to hit him with a chair or get him off?
Wait a second. If Uncle Jack helps you off the balcony,
Yeah, I'll roll for charisma to try
Yeah.
to get him to 5.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll.
wow, that's pretty good.
Charisma's +3, so
You're paying me, and you're getting my kid exactly what she wants next year.
Theo looks up confused. You didn't give me a list.
And
As
he
he-
runs.
Yeah, I would like him to hit him. To clarify, I'd like him to hit him with a chair. I don't want him to tackle him off the balcony. I don't want him to die.
He's running towards him and kind of side grabs one of the tall tables, the high tops.
Is that just real quick pause? I need to clarify for the people at home how strong this motherfucker is. If he is grabbing a fucking tall table while he is running,
He's a big dude.
Brick shit.
Galloping.
I've moved some of those. You can. There's lighter ones.
There's like
You grab it at the base and you get the momentum. And so he grabs it and it's dragging on the floor and
Oh,
he
he
just
grabs it by
swings.
the top.
No, he
reaches
grabs it from
under
the base of it, like where the
I
leg
like
of
the
it.
idea of it
Oh.
dragging across the ground, though, screeching before he fucking mollywops him.
And yeah, basically mollywops him with this table. Oh my god, I'm gonna.
I need this.
Your body
guy's
language-
name, please.
Your freaking body language. I thought he was holding it like a pizza pie. Like
Just
I'm like-
putting it.
Yeah, shock puts it through.
yeah. No, I got you.
What's his
God.
name?
What are the chances he also
Won't matter. He's dead.
Wayland?
Oh my god.
Did he roll really good? Oh no, he's. I don't know. I'm very nervous for his life now.
He goes to swing this table at Ren, and Ren kind of sits up and looks, and almost like hyper defensively, two of the arms kind of block, and this table shatters.
Cool.
And now he's looking up in utter fear, regretting everything that he just did.
Well, he shouldn't have been here to begin with. That's on him. He's got a kid at home.
His wife is sick, man.
I know that
They've
I'm
got
not
so many medical
charismatic.
bills.
I know that I'm not charismatic, but I'm a good fighter. Could I just be like, I got you, buddy. Get in. Get in here. I got your back.
But it's Ren's turn.
Who are you here to get off?
Some guy's like at the door. Oh, it's not that kind of party? Okay.
Oh, sorry guys. Oh, sorry.
A hole in the
Lisa
wall
Pinkett
gets
mask.
plugged.
He's got one of those belts with lotions like on the holsters.
Like a masseuse?
Yeah. Like
Like a sexy alchemist.
what the fuck?
Like a sexy alchemist.
So what would just sorry to derail the story, but Josh, what would a regular alchemist have in his holster? What would he-
Bombs. Like potions and like explosive bombs.
Okay, I understand what you mean, but I was like full metal alchemist. Like I was like really losing.
No,
Oh,
he touches
full sexy
hands
alchemist.
and It's drippy in between when
Yeah.
he pulls it away.
Okay. I feel bad. I derailed it long enough. That's my bad.
Wait,
And then you took it and you
you
punched me in the
opened-
face with it.
You opened Full Metal Alchemist. You opened the door.
Full
Ren,
metal
in
alchemist.
defense, the arms kind of
Nuts
block the table, and he kind of just gives him a, like, for real? And these arms then jut towards the fighter. That they don't stab the man, but send him flying against the wall.
Yeah, I guess I can't bolster his confidence at this point.
But that was Ren's turn. Theo, back to you.
So is the one guy still under the net, or is he gotten out?
He's trapped.
Can he get out? Because you said he only loses a turn.
Well, let's see.
Because if so, Theo is curb stomping him if he's trying to get out and has the
Nice.
potential to.
Yeah, he's trying, and at this point, you see.
All right, Theo's
him kind
dropping
of,
his heel on his face.
Okay.
Damn.
That's a
He's-
3.
And through like the you know when you're looking through something bright into a dark space that you just can't see
Then he
anything.
just sees the shadow come through. Oh God!
Like just at the last second, he sees this foot just essentially just break his jaw. That was a 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna go help Ren, and this is where everything turns sour.
You're gonna help Ren.
Because it's now 2v1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wayland.
Okay. Just I feeling. I don't know. I feel like I want to get this guy away from the people that don't have any kind of augmentations. So I'm going to use my
Theo's doing
expertise.
just fine.
Well, you haven't been stabbed by Doc Ock's crazy spider tentacles, so I am going to try to remove us from the balcony.
My favorite hand.
I am already, if you would let me, I would like to invoke right away before rolling, because I am such bad at rolling dice. I would like to invoke No One Said It Was Easy, and I'm going to try to use my expertise for the first time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Allow that.
So I'm going to use that Tempest Burst thing that we talked about, so I can add a +2 to my expertise so long as that it's in the combat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm invoking on top of that because I know I'm going to need it.
So you're essentially getting a +4 or a +2 in a reroll.
Yes. Because I really just want this to be a hit.
I'm giving the people's elbow off the balcony. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, I'm going to take the +2. I'm going to take the +2, and that's going to be a 5.
+2 in the reroll? Or
Uh,
a +4?
+2, and then +2 from the aspect. I'm not re-rolling. I'm just going to add a
Okay.
+2 to it.
So 7.
Uh,
Oh,
So that's a +4 to
Zero.
whatever you rolled.
yeah, 0, +2, +2, +1 for what I rolled.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
I have a 0 in expertise because I
His 5 is correct.
Okay. And what are you attempting to do?
I want to because I rushed him. I want to just like grab him by his clothes or whatever, and I want to use the air power to push off so that we're jumping off the mezzanine.
Okay. And you're just jumping?
So the idea is I'm either going to be suspended or I'm going to, do a super duper suplex. That's up to how my powers work.
Okay. Because you're figuring these out for the first time.
Yeah. So the idea is I spent the 5 is just to get him off the ground and get us into the sky, essentially, off the mezzanine.
And if Wayland was thinking, what does he want to happen?
The idea is I want to get the Arch Luminary as far away from my allies as possible.
Okay.
Shit, I'll send him into the ring if I can.
You grab him by the back of his neck, and you, rather than something soft, you hook onto, like some mechanics and something back there at the base of his neck. And when you go to jump, unsure of what's happening, you feel the swell of wind kind of
swelling, all right.
rush underneath you. And while he is heavy, because he's a human, and also he's weighed down by all this gear. So make a strength check for me, or
is that athletics or
sure,
is that
it could
physique?
be athletics or physique. I'll let you choose.
Okay, physique. Neutral, negative. That's a +1.
Okay. So you lift him off the ground, and you do get off the balcony. But he is so heavy. And you're using your hook arm or your real arm?
To get him?
Yeah.
That was gonna be my real arm.
Okay. The grip is just too hard to grip as you feel him be pulled towards the center of the ring. But you drop him and you continue above the arena. And it almost launches you all the way across the room to the graded staircase.
Okay. So my goal was to jump off the mezzanine.
And you do. You jump off the mezzanine across the room. You soar. As you can't quite grip him, he falls to the center of the room on the ring, the fight ring.
Okay, gotcha.
But you continue sailing, like basically surfing on the wind all the way to the other side of the room, and you land on the graded staircase that's
okay, understood.
where Al first found the space, and that Sirkin and Kit escaped through. So you're kind of at the same height as where you were, just on the opposite side of the room.
Okay.
Theo's up in the balcony still. Ren is now in the center of the room.
Does he take falling damage? I'm sure that he maybe wouldn't, but I just want to know.
As he goes and falls, the arms kind of
I figured.
catch him, and he rights himself. Like, oh, well. And he's shouting, and here I thought I was going to have to take you back to my lab to see what you're capable of. The guard are knocked out. And so it's back to Ren. He's now torn. He's looking up at Theo, looking up at you.
Who's giving him the finger and laughing at him.
Oh. Don't worry, I know where you live, Theo.
Ditto, bitch.
And he's going to his leg arms, or his arms in the back, kind of go to the ground
legs.
and push off the ground as he leaps higher than he should, and catches himself on the cage that's now suspended above. And you see him kind of crawling, using these arms around the side of the cage, ready to launch himself back at you, Wayland.
Okay, good.
But coming for me, so Theo could jump off the mezzanine and they could do like a mid-air silhouette punch at each other.
and then Theo would fall fucking 20 feet, break both of his legs.
But he is going to shoot another net back at you.
Okay.
From over there in the balcony. So roll
Sounds
a
good.
defense against that.
What a waste! What a waste of a gorgeous roll. That's a 7.
Jesus.
Oh fuck! That should have been my knocking his ass out roll, not getting netted.
Get ready for those negatives for the next roll.
So go ahead and add a shoot to that.
Add a shoot? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got that out of the way, so that's nice. What's my shoot? Yeah, and that's 3 negatives, so that'll be a -1.
All right.
For this.
So, like the same scenario where you kind of catch it with your hook, you spin it around, and you go to whip it back towards him.
Whip it real good.
It gets hung on your bent hook.
It
just
does.
like it just like fucking like thuds into the ground.
And I'll take that hook aspect, the bent hook, where it's not quite where you think it should be, because now it's a little bent and your momentum's thrown off, so it doesn't launch back at Ren, is what you would have done.
Yeah.
Theo, what are you doing?
I would like to roll perception to find something that Theo can use as a weapon.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh, that's a good old 2.
Up here you have the high tops. Back in the catering tables, you see a silver platter.
Nah, Theo's just gonna run towards Ren then.
So you have to go through the stairs.
Oh yeah,
through
no,
the
that's
door,
right.
down
I'm
the stairs.
understanding it's gonna take time to get to him, but yeah.
So as you exit the doors, the same ones you came up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pass the 2 guards, the ones that you know, and they're like, "Bro, what's going on in there?"
Do you all know what Ren is up to?
Ish. We're paid not to ask questions.
What was
So
fucking
candid.
my homie's name?
Do you know what they're up to? Ish. What's it to you? Ish.
I don't remember his name.
I
What was
don't
his
either.
name?
I don't think I
think you
wrote it
named
down
him.
either.
I don't
Bart.
think you named him.
Tank,
Bart.
Tiny.
No, those were. I don't have anything.
All right. Well, I am now paying you both more than he pays you, and you're both coming with me.
Hands out, stretched.
For the
I
money.
clearly don't have it on me. You clearly know I'm good for it.
Did they pay you in cash your earnings?
Oh, did I get paid in cash? Or
Did you
credit
stop
or
at the-
whatever Yeah, because I had time to kill still.
Then yeah, you were paid like a fat stack of credits.
Yeah, you're flush as fuck.
You've got like a sack with $1 bills.
Yeah, I give them money. Do I need to roll resources to know how much they are asking for here?
Yeah.
That's a 6.
Oh, does that mean you get to save money, or does that mean you
I
save
think
there?
that's what
you
that
have
means
it.
is I get to save money.
Yeah, it means you've got plenty. And so you place
They
a
put a
fat
sense of-
stack.
That was my goal with the gambling, was to just justify Theo's
There you go.
monetary abilities.
You salt bathe.
I salt bay that shit. Let's go, fuckers.
And they
bit for
catch
you.
it in both their hands, look at each other,
drool.
put it in their breast pockets. And one kind of goes ahead of you. One grabs your arm and takes you down the stairs and starts leading you down the dark hallway.
Was this the guy I know or don't know?
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But the one that knows you.
Okay. Well,
starts
Theo's
pulling
going
you
to be
that way.
much more apprehensive to follow one over the others.
Yeah. It's like, listen, I know a way out of here. We can
No,
get
no,
you
no,
out.
no. We're not getting out. Thank you. We're not getting out. You can go find me a piece.
And he ushers you back the other way and opens a door that is like a storage area. And people that have either died or left weapons are stored here. So
Oh,
you
shit, that's cool.
he opens this kind of iron door, flips on a light, and you see cabinets and
just like
chests.
they like sputter on. They like sputter on.
So cool.
And it's just a deep hallway of shit.
It's not quite deep. It's more of a
Medieval
closet.
flails
yeah.
and
Take a pick.
I want to go to there.
You walked right
wanna-
past it, Sirkin.
I want to
fuck.
sleep. I want to sleep there.
Theo calls Sirkin but gets his voicemail. Ooh, have I found the place for you? And then just hangs up. Do I need to roll perception or can I just say I have a weapon?
Take your pick.
Okay. What would Theo use as a weapon? I think Theo uses nunchucks.
A whip.
Jesus Christ.
Nunchucks?
I think Theo uses nunchucks.
All right.
Crop. A crop.
Oh yeah. So you grab some nunchucks and the guy. Interesting choice.
I would
Interesting
respect
choice.
it.
There's like grenade launchers and fucking.
Flamethrower.
The
He chose
nunchucks are
some
between
nunchucks.
two high-powered rifles.
Theo's
perfect.
shoot is 0. Theo's fight is 1. Clearly, I'm using something to my advantage.
Makes
True.
sense.
True. Yep.
So as you grab these nunchucks, the camera's gonna pull away from you outside
Theo's
the
such
door.
a comical character.
It's going to exit. The camera's going to kind of pull down that hallway that he was trying to lead through, and it's going to go through a door and wind around down some stairs, up some stairs, wind through a web of tunnels, and meet us at the Knights hub, connecting the entire city of Aurora. Kit, when you left your father's room, where did you go?
I probably just went into the hallway, like out of sight, like down it a little bit, like so I couldn't be seen.
Mhm.
So like not too far because I don't know where I'm really going in this place. Cause
No, you don't.
So I kind of just like left the room and out of sight a little bit, I guess.
So you hook around a corner, and the father that you've been looking for months, or not looking for, expecting to have abandoned you, you found. And he doesn't recognize you.
I'm probably going to like just break down and crumble and cry at this point. Because I didn't
Oh,
want to
shit.
do it in the room in front of him. So I think I'm just going to lose it in the middle of the hallway.
And around the corner, you hear the closing of a door and heeled footsteps coming towards you. And this tall, powerful statured woman, Naraya Kai, bends down both knees. I can only apologize. I know that must not have been easy. But you deserve to know the truth.
It's not your fault. How would you have known?
Had I
How does
known,
he doesn't even know.
had I known, I want you to understand that we would have attempted to make contact. The real question now is, what are you going to do next?
I don't know. It's not like I can bring him home with me. There's no one to bring him home to.
You have no one else?
My nan, but she's gone too.
May I ask how she passed?
She's not. Someone took her.
And she kind of leans up a little bit.
The last 72 hours have been the craziest mind fuck I've ever. It couldn't even. Can you take me to Sirkin? Please. I need it. Please.
Yes. Sirkin. The real wild card in all of this. And she stands up and offers you a hand.
Kid's gonna grab it reluctantly.
And
I
it's...
think she holds on a little too long. Because I think she right now just needs, like, reassurance. And then she's gonna let it go and clean her hand off. Okay, Sirkin, please.
Of course. And she leads you back the way that you came, winding through more hallways, passing rooms that are hustle and bustle. Those same rooms that look like makeshift labs and makeshift war rooms. Of course, the eye of the Knights of Axiom is aplenty. People are planning the next steps of future plans, and you walk past a room that it almost looks like similar to the greenhouses, except deep below ground. So there's these solar lights and tables and tables and tables of plants growing in. Roll a perception check for me.
3.
Okay. Quick glance. They look mostly like plants, veggies that you're used to. Kind of. There's something slightly different about them. The coloration is different. They're smaller. But that's about all you pick up. You're led back to the hallway where you had the series of doors, one of which was made as your holding cell. And as you approach, the holding cell that you were put in with Sirkin is open, and Vox is kind of leaning on the door, and he's got a few books in his hand. Actually, if you want to learn about the aloe plant that I used earlier, it's in here. I've actually dog-eared the page. It's really quite interesting. Like there's the biochemical makeup is it's uncanny, man.
So depending on the way you break it down affects how you can use it. That's very fascinating.
Exactly. In the same way, interesting enough that we do with X. It's quite versatile. Yeah.
I would love to hear more about your methods of chemical deconstruction. You know, I've been doing some research myself. It seems like some of these plants could help. I've been looking for something to help me with an experiment involving a chemical that can dissolve fat.
And at that point, you hear the healed steps of Nariah walking up, and he turns and he's like, oh shit. Sorry, Mom. We just got into a discussion about these. I meant to shut the door, but he's actually strangely easy to talk to. And she kind of gives him a nod and brushes his cheek. And kind of moves aside and allows you, Kit, room to see Sirkin.
Kit's gonna look down at the floor.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. I'm not at anything. I'm sad. I'm in my sad girl feels.
Would you like a moment?
Please.
Mr. Sirocco, we will need to have a discussion.
At length.
And she quietly closes the door.
How are you?
That's a loaded question. I saw him. He is here.
However,
He's not. He has no idea who I am, who he is. He goes by Leonel. He's missing. For
when we
once-
first... I'm sorry, when we first spoke about your father, you told me that you didn't care what happened to him. In fact, you, not so thinly veiled, said that it would be no consequence to you if he were dead. Well, now that you've seen his body is alive, but the man is dead, do you feel any peace?
I feel guilt. He didn't leave us because he wanted to. He left us because he had no idea who we even were. I was mad at him because I thought he left because he wanted to. He was done. He wanted to. The fight that you guys believed he would be at, he almost died in. Vox saved his life by bringing him here.
He didn't return home because he lost himself. But he did choose to leave when he knew who he was. Kit, may I share something with you? I was hired to find your father because he'd stolen something. You knew this. What you didn't know is my plan has been to use your father as a bargaining chip to get Kieran Gold in my room. You may have some issues with your father, but Kieran Gold is the ticket to me getting to my father. So what comes next means I must take your father. Whether that happens with your help or not should be settled before we leave this room.
I'll be honest, I don't even know if my dad knows that he stole something. So I don't know how much of a bargaining chip he's going to be.
You misunderstand. I don't need what he took. I need his body. I've had a lot of time to think in this cell. Here's what I propose. We make a brief alliance with these people. You and your father accompany me to my home. I send word to Kieran Gold, who will arrive with my associate Haven and your grandmother for trade. And then only few people will leave that room. That's as far as the plan can go for certain.
So you want to take everyone I love that still exists in this world and put them in a room with Kieran Gold and Haven, and think I'm going to be okay with it.
Well, we have other allies on our side. This is the beginning of the plan. We have much to work out. But I just need to let you know that is where this ends. There are many routes to how we get here, but this is where the road to Kieran Gold ends. I will not have it any other way.
Can I ask questions? Or are you not going to allow the plan to go farther than that?
I owe you a great debt for what has happened today. I would be happy to answer any question I can.
How does Kieran Gold lead to your father?
For a long time, the Sirocco's have served the Golds. I thought it was a point of honor. Me and my brothers were trusted enforcers. We were held in high regard. It is only until very recently that I learned that my father, Brutus Sirocco, sold us to Kieran Gold to clear his debts. We were not honored and trusted. We were property. Kieran is the only one who knows where my father is. And he will tell me.
So all of this is to get revenge on your father, or to ask why? Or
I assume we'll find the answer to that when he's tied in my chair.
and by tying him to your chair, do you mean what you did to Waylon?
I may not be able to save my father the way I saved Wayland. Some people are beyond redemption.
I just got my father back. Though he may not know who he is, you're asking me to give him up again. And possibly Nan too. Who knows what's gonna end up at the end of this plan? I might lose both of them. So I might lose everything I love so you can redeem people. I don't think that's very fair.
You're not wrong. But I know where my journey ends. I have been very clear about that. Whether you're with me or not only determines how difficult this is. If you help me, it gives us a greater chance of everyone getting out alive. And trust me, I would no sooner let harm come to your grandmother than I would to you.
On one condition. My father's included in that.
Whether he's your father, still?
He knows I exist, but he doesn't know how I exist. There were drawings all over his room that resembled me. And when he looked at me, it wasn't like he was looking at a new face. He studied it as if he recalled it from somewhere.
You help me settle things with my father. I help you settle things with yours. I promise to keep him safe.
It's a deal.
You hear a knock at the door. Ding, ding, ding. And it creaks open. Vox is standing there and sorry to interrupt, but Cirkin, I noticed that you didn't eat any of the food, and I don't want to get cold, and honestly, that bread is the best thing that we've made. Do you mind if I just steal that?
Go for it.
Cool. And he comes in and like grabs your plate, and Naraya is standing there at the door. Kind of reading the room a bit, looking at you, Kit, looking at you, Cirkin. Mr. Sirocco, I believe I have a better understanding of young Kit's involvement in all of this. You, less certain.
Well,
Care to explain?
I believe we can make temporary allies and help each other. Very, very simple.
It would be simple if you weren't the right-hand man of Kieran Gold.
You see, the thing about me and right hands are I don't mind severing them.
Little inside joke that they won't.
That joke hits for only Kit, and she barely knows why.
There's the title of the episode, Severed Ties.
Yo, that joke.
Somewhere Wayland's hanging from that structure in the fight and just chuckles and doesn't know why.
I sneeze. And then you just have like her son in the background being like, "Is this Fakasha? Is this called Fakasha?"
Interesting.
It appears the Knights of Axiom would like Kieran Gold and the family out of the way. If you help me, I can help that happen. But I will need some things from you and your people.
So it's become clear where you are?
He looks around the cell. Quite.
Which is why, as I'm sure you understand, we can't just let you walk out of here without some assurances.
Okay.
What can I provide?
Your right hand.
We need you with us. Assuredly. If there's any doubt or question, this is where you will remain.
Then I suppose I'd better learn what the Knights of Axiom truly desire. Beyond raining glass on civilians.
She turns to you, Kit. Is that what you wish as well?
She looks at Sirkin. I like what I've seen so far.
Sirkin gives her a slight nod of tempted, that was the right short lean in.
And war number 4.
5?
My dad was not a silly dude.
He was a silly goose.
He was a silly goose, but he took his work seriously. And I don't believe he would have involved himself with you if he didn't believe in what you were doing.
After nursing your father back to health, we could tell that he was somewhat of a blank slate, with the exception of his skills. Those he retained deep in his memories, and his hands needed to be busy. We quickly found that he was quite skilled in his mechanical prowess. And while trying to keep him in the dark mostly of what we do, he grew curious. And so we shared the things that tepidly I am prepared to share with you.
I look forward to orientation. And he smiles at her. His weird, uneasy smile.
Classic.
Doesn't meet your eyes.
Yep, never meets the eyes.
And you see her take a deep breath. And she looks down to Vox. And he just looks up and then glances at you guys. Glances back at her. Just gives a knowing nod. Well, no time like the present. And she steps out of the way of the door and opens it wide. Shall we?
We shall.
And she leads you through the hallways, past the entry room that you guys entered through the staircase that leads back to the refrigerator, and into a larger room. And in this room, there's a large table in the center. There's a flag on one wall with the eye with an X through it. You see lots of people busy at work. There's countertops all along. There's papers strewn, maps, kind of mapping the tunnels and where they reach throughout the city. Go ahead and roll a perception check, each of you.
Ooh. That is a 0.
3.
Sirkin, that splitting headache hasn't quite subsided from the attack, and it'll take some time that you're seeing coming down from that.
Yeah.
So you're not quite focusing on any one thing. It's just kind of all hitting you in a wave a little bit. Kit, you notice that there's vials of this kind of greenish powder that people are kind of experimenting with and drawing the eye of Axiom on slates as kind of practice and just testing to see how it might work. You're not quite fully understanding what's happening there, but you see it. You also see at the center of the table, amidst the maps, and some experiments, a leather-bound book that
Grimoire.
several people are referencing. Most of it you're seeing as they flip through some of the pages are torn, water damaged. But as you kind of glance by, you can tell that it's all handwritten. A thick book.
2 or 3 C's.
Just 2. Welcome. The things that I'm about to share with you, I urge you to keep close to the chest. The more people that know about these things, is the higher chance that the royal guard swoops in and shuts it down, alongside the Gold family and many others that wish for the truth to continue to be squashed. About 1.5 years ago, I stumbled upon this leather tome, and she gestures to the book. Within its pages, much of the information was lost. But as I was reading through it, it's a personal account of an author which is still unknown to us, of their journeys.
I knew it. I was going to joke about it. I was going to make a joke, but I was like, oh, that's too ridiculous. I was going to say, and it's called My Journeys. Referencing the first episode, but then I thought that would be so silly, but here it comes.
Wouldn't it be silly?
Wouldn't it be nice?
Now that since I missed the perception, now that she's pointed it out, does it look exactly the same?
Exactly the same. It seems it's but one of an unknown number of volumes, but it speaks of things that I had never known. It appears that this person has journeyed not only to different tower cities, but somehow to the planet's surface. And it speaks of Zodicium not as a blessing, but as a curse. At first glance, I took it as some frenetic... the words escape me.
A bold tale of narrative fiction.
Thank you. But within its pages are some truth that we were able to test. And she gestures towards some plants that are under some solar lights. And now, closer glance, you can see some of the fruit. Through the formula found in these pages, we were able to retroactively remove the bane of Zodicium from its roots. And she gestures towards somebody to bring something, and a younger individual with big glasses and overalls just kind of nods, and he grabs, he plucks 2 red fruit from this plant, and he puts it on a plate, and he brings it over. Try this. And offers it to each of you.
Yep, Sirkin eats it.
And this fruit looks much like one that you might find here in Aurora, but it's, like I said, it's smaller. The coloration is richer, redder. And when you take a bite, it's sweeter. And almost for the first time, you're recognizing that it's lacking a taste, which you've always tasted. Almost in all the food and in all the scents in Aurora, even in the water. But this is something new.
Interesting.
Since then, I've begun studying this tome, pulling from its pages the little information that I was able to. And in my unique position, I've been able to gain access to certain areas of knowledge and noticing an utter lack of knowledge that there should be.
I can't imagine what you'd give for another tome.
I've been searching, but have yet to find any.
But what would you give? He holds that stare very pointedly, sending her a message.
Kit's gonna look at Sergen because Kit knows of Sergen's antics, at least from the last however many hours, and looks at back and forth between the two.
Do you have something to share, Mr. Sirocco?
Send one of your associates to the Prism District. There is a bookstore called Stacks. The owner you will find with a broken finger and a knowledge of a cafe. Ask him about it.
And she kind of gives a head nod to somebody who rushes up, and she kind of whispers to look into that bookstore.
I promise the information is only cryptic because I don't want to color your perception of the information you receive.
Interesting. But with the little knowledge we've had, we're all amongst the assumption that Zodicium is not launching us towards a new evolutionary path, but potentially creating one that was never meant to exist.
A dependence.
Ooh, fuck!
Exactly, Kit. And we aim to stop its progress. Which leads us to the sesquicentennial celebration, which I assumed you witnessed the events play out?
I did.
Mr. Faust, my associate. With all of his antics, he is one of the good ones. Or at least his heart is in the right place. He means to push forward the progress and the use of Zodicium in ways that can improve and enhance all of our lifestyles here. But in order to do so, he's made deals with those that would abuse such a power.
All that glitters.
Precisely. And they have found a new formula and new ways to use X. And Vox chimes in, just like what we were saying before with the aloe.
Yeah,
Brandon.
absolutely.
Yes, Vox. And in an effort to halt the progress, momentarily, we understand, we needed to abscond with that formula. Which is where your father comes into play, Kit. Being of the mechanical sort he is, and not knowing who he was, we believed that we could use his anonymity to our advantage. We gained access to the building, the Institute, days before the unveiling, created a mechanical issue to which he was sent in to correct, giving him access to the systems. We were able to take the formula through your father, but we lacked certain equipment needed to test it fully and ideally find a reverse agent. That's where a young woman came into play. On the day of the parade, at the moment of the unveiling, she received instruction. And Vox chimes in. He means Liana.
I gathered. Thank you, Vox.
Though she's never been here. She doesn't know about your dad, by the way. I knew not to bring her here. Correct. Not everyone involved in the Knights of Axiom gets the glimpse that you are receiving now. Which shows how much trust we are putting in your hands.
That trust is not misplaced, I assure you.
Time will tell.
It always does.
Unfortunately, her plans were foiled, and she was able to make the statement that we aimed to make, but failed in her attempt to abscond with the equipment.
There are a great many ways we can help each other. I believe I have something that may be of interest to you. If I may have the items that were taken from me when I arrived returned.
And she kind of peers at you and gestures for someone who exits the room and goes to fetch them. Did you have a question, Wayland?
Is the equipment that she left with not at Kit's house? Because Kit stole her backpack.
She had the backpack, and within the backpack she found some bombs, some items, but there was no
Okay.
research equipment or scientific equipment of that kind in the backpack.
Copy that.
And as he's waiting for the stuff to arrive, he I have in my possession a different treated version of X. It looks to Vox like the aloe.
Cool.
That may be of interest to you. While the typical X you see has that bluish, greenish hue. This is...
Say that part again.
This one is darker because it's the version I mixed from Havens.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And moments later, somebody brings a small box. And it contains everything that was taken from your possession, including the small firearm.
Perfect.
If you don't mind, we're going to hang on to this. She keeps the gun in the box, but hands you the vial. A wrench. Did you have a wrench, Kit?
And a gun.
Okay, so they give you the wrench, but they keep the gun and everything else.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
And Sirkin offers, he pulls an eyedropper out of the liquid and presents it for, someone to collect that sample.
Where did you find this?
Promise you won't be mad.
And Vox, his eyebrows raised.
I know I may appear very well controlled. However, I've been known to let my anger get the best of me. Following a lead of a kidnapping of this young lady's grandmother and Leonold's birth mother, I implicated a man as a member of the Knights of Axiom. Haven, in fact, as a member of the Knights of Axiom. I shot the guards to his apartment, stormed his room, destroyed it, robbed it, and painted the logo of the Knights of Axiom. Just so you know.
Interesting.
Kit's gonna give, because she was there, but she didn't know all of that. she's gonna give Sirkin a look of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you just saw the aftermath of, of my chaos.
Okay.
Time will tell how those events play out. I can't say I'm not surprised that that sort of thing will be occurring more often, I'm sure, now that we've made such a bold statement at the Sesquicentennial.
There's something else I feel I should tell you. Although I'm sure you may have an idea with how connected you are.
And she leans back.
It's
She leans back on the table, places her hands, and looks at Kit doing the same.
As the greenhouse district is predominantly under your control, I may be breaking the news to you that the Gold family owns a conservatory in this district under a false name. It is where people like myself and Haven dispose of evidence.
Conservatory.
It is disguised to hide the amount of holes that appear.
When you say conservatory, do you mean like
how this is a greenhouse to grow food? This is like a botanical garden for just
Dead
visiting. It's like
okay.
It's like a it's one of the, it's
Arboretum?
like- yes.
Margaritas?
Yeah.
Give
Arboretum.
me one margarita.
Don't say the rest of that.
But it's a write-off for charity because it's open to the public and it's taken care of by charitable funds, which are the fundraising is obviously crooked. But because the golds pay for it, we have the access.
I'm aware that the gold tendrils wrap themselves around the entire city. Why are you telling me this?
After my hasty decision-making, I sent several letters out in hopes of finding my associate Haven. He had written me a message. Kit, do you recall that message on your grandmother's mirror?
I think Kit's rolled shitty perception that day.
Oh.
You did.
Yeah. He left a message saying, tick, tock, tick, tock. Which means he is ready to meet. So, I went to a nearby florist, got what I needed, and sent out several envelopes. When he opens them, he will pull out a vine. The vine is his cue to meet at the Arboretum. We are very near an area to launch a trap.
Interesting. And at this point, several of the people in the room have stopped what they're doing. At first, they were like pretending not to listen. And now they've all just kind of gathered. You now have a chorus of people standing around listening. Trap Haven.
This isn't a trap house, this is a trap home.
We have the bait that Haven wants. And he has something we want.
Which is?
Leonold.
And what do we gain from Haven?
Gold.
Smiles at Kit so big.
Haven is but a lapdog.
But who do you think controls the leash? I may not have been in this, but I found out very quickly who runs who.
Precisely.
Gorals.
So we get Haven. Send a message to Kieran. He cuts the leash.
That leaves me as the only person who can get him what he wants. And then under the guise of giving him what he wants, I get Kieran gold. You've no doubt heard of things that happen in my room. Kieran is the next guest I have on my invite.
So this is a vendetta for you, is it?
It is a journey. Kieran is a milestone.
In that we agree. Our aim is not the Gold family. It's not even King Praxis. It's the truth. And we all deserve to know it.
Agreed. We can do much for each other. I believe this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
She kind of nods. It's been a long day. I invite you to rest here, and we begin our work in the morning.
Please send word to the law office / bars of Max's. Our associates will be waiting for word from us. They are allies.
It's debatable at this point.
Well, allies to we're not inviting them here. We just need to send word to them that we are safe and that we will be in touch. Don't mention the thing I said about right hands.
This group is never getting back together.
We are never, ever, ever. Theodore Maxwell, you say?
Yes.
I keep hearing his name.
I invite you to meet him.
It's because the man puts his right hand in every other thing.
Whoa, now. Consensually.
Yes, consensually, but
Very key there.
I'd be glad to make introductions.
I'm interested.
Perhaps we should all meet at my home. A neutral ground for the both of you. As I'm an ally to you both.
A new, untested ally. That's for later. I have some work to do. Vox will show you to your rooms.
Terrific. Vox, we have much to discuss.
And she leans down and kisses Vox on the forehead. And she exits, and everyone else kind of scurries off and continues working around the room and now kind of sharing some ideas based on some things that you've just said. And Vox is, I know it kind of looks pretty ramshackle down here, but the beds are pretty comfy. So, just this way.
Thank you, Vox.
And he takes you past some kind of dormitories. You pass Tobias's room. Now the door is closed. And you see the light underneath the door still on. It takes you a couple doors down. Here's two open ones. Do you guys want one room or...
I believe we should stay together.
Oh, okay. Then, well, I guess that one has a big bed. That one has bunk beds. Bathroom is down the hall on the left.
Serkin opens he showed us the two doors. He opens the one with the one big bed. And he says, yours. And he gestures to his head to the bed and for Kit.
So there's one room with one big bed or a different room with bunk beds?
The one, we're going with the one with the one big bed.
Okay.
But I'm telling her she has, the bed is hers.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm not letting Kit spend a night alone in a place like this.
Yeah.
And also, I'm Little Spoon.
Serkin will, and when night comes, Serkin sleeps sitting on the floor with his back against the door. That is how he sleeps in the night.
He doesn't sleep like this?
Oh, he does.
Upside
for
down.
Sure. Yeah, upside down. He puts his gravity boots on, and he hangs from the ceiling.
And as Vox kind of closes the door behind him, the camera is once again going to pan away from that spot through a series of tunnels and doors back to Theo, who is...
Small retcon.
Yeah?
He's not using nunchucks because Wing Chun users don't. He is going to have butterfly swords.
What are butterfly swords?
You'll have to Google it. I'm not 100% sure how to describe them.
Are they the curved ones?
Kind of, but they've got like the really broad blade. And they usually have like some leather of like feathery tassel.
Oh, cool. I see. They look like big daggers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
They're like short katanas almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're very thick.
Chodtana.
And he's like, nice choice. And he's just going to kind of point you back towards that way, and he's going to back out away down the hallway that he was trying to lead you.
And Theo's going to run towards Ren.
So you burst through the set of double doors, and
3-piece suit, cuffs rolled, double sorted up on a Thursday afternoon.
Not Thursday. It ain't Thursday yet. You see Ren above in the graded staircase, kind of a flight up, and you see Ren gripping the cage with his iron spider-like tentacles. What do you do?
1v1 me, you fucking pussy.
Fuck. Roll intimidation? Charisma? I don't know what that would be.
We replaced provoke with intimidation, so probably that one.
Oh yeah, you're right. Intimidation.
Mind your business.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's still a 2.
He hears you, and he kind of glances your way, but he doesn't really pay much attention. You are not the
Wayland
bounty.
Wayland is relieved by that result. You said that, and I was like, I'm over on the other side of the room, just like.
Wayland, your turn.
Okay, yeah. I would like to use rushing strike. To go across the room, and I'm not gonna use my punch. I'm gonna just like send my shoulder
directly into my swords.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kill myself.
No, you shoulder check him into me.
Into his outstretched swords.
Oh, exactly.
No.
I point him out, and then you just hit him into my swords, and we impale him. That's our finisher move.
if I'm seeing the room correctly in my head, like a cube is kind of floating in space. That's where he is, right? That's where
above.
the ring is. And then I'm across the room at another kind of entrance on those steel graded stairs.
Correct.
So we're like at a similar elevation, but like
Yes.
we're several like meters apart.
Yes,
And
but
then
Theo, you are down
on the ground.
On the ground, like
We're like a
100
triangle.
meters away. So in order to get to them, you would have to travel. You'd have to make
that's fine.
a move. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
But
so
we're
you know.
like, I just want to clarify, we're like a triangle kind of that's going around this rectangular room.
I'd like to invoke the aspect of Pythagoras.
Nice.
And
Yeah. A
That's a
squared plus
math
B
joke.
squared. I'm about to C square this bitch. Okay. Okay, so the caveat for using rushing strike is that I am going to be invoking right hand man, assuming that the DM allows it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, that is bad. I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
Yes!
He's so happy.
Are those all fives?
Nice.
Those are all
Backwards on the camera. Look like
Sorry.
weird twos.
yeah.
Yep, they're all fives.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got so excited that I rolled a -4 and got a 0. Yeah, that's what
Cool.
that's what I'm
That
super
makes it
excited
an
about.
8 then.
So that is-
bands, making it a 9.
That's a 9, yes.
Criminy.
Holy
yeah, I'm-
shit. Who gave
get-
you so many buffs?
Just with the 1 buff, but it was all I needed.
These are the consequences of my own actions.
So yeah,
Oh.
I'm firing my hook, and I'm gonna drive my shoulder into him.
So we're gonna say you fire the hook, it wraps around, it hooks the cage, you pull yourself with great velocity straight into his chest, which you previously punched, and you know that it's hard. So I'm not gonna say you don't feel this, but
That's fine.
it pulls you so hard against him that it kind of bends the iron cage, and one of the spikes that were hidden within it kind of jut out, and you can see it kind of breaks off one of the tentacles It catches and so falls to the floor. One of the iron tentacles slams to the ground below with a great thud. It's heavy.
Does it continue to move? Does it have a mind of its own? These are very important questions.
One of these.
You do see kind of an electric
Field?
purplish liquid kind of seep out the end of one.
Yep.
And it's spurting out of the back of his equipment on his back. You hurt my baby. I'm gonna hurt you. But as he's like coughing up some blood, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Speaking of him, now you're such close quarters. He's going to take one of his tentacles and kind of wrap it around you and attempt to grapple you.
Okay. Oh yeah, shit. I gotta
Yeah,
resist that.
roll
Oh
defense,
yeah,
yep.
he kills me. Yep.
Yep.
Solid. That's 5.
So as it's wrapping around you, it's like gaining some closure, but with your one hand, because you're still kind of hooked, it doesn't quite gain purchase around you like he was hoping, and you're able to. What would you do if you were trying to scurry away?
So I reckon if it's wrapping around me, I'd probably like have to like open it with my body. So like I'm still like he's here, so I'd probably like turn in to like you know what I mean? To like stretch it out away from me. To you know what I mean? Loosen myself like with might.
And you're
as
still
opposed to like elasticity.
Sure. And you're still suspended above the ground on this cage.
Yeah, I guess you would hear like the whirring of the motor in my grappling hook, like holding us aloft, like as it's like trying to pull me in tighter to him.
Okay. Theo, what are you doing?
Theo is just going to get in position so whenever they get to the ground, he can impale a sword into his back.
Just like
okay, so you're gonna like stand under us. You're gonna be squared. You're standing for the right angle.
But yeah, Theo is just going to wait for them to get to the ground so he can join in on the situation.
Okay. Waylon, what are you doing?
I'm going to detach my hook and I'm gonna try to suplex him to the ground. I'm gonna detach my hook and wrap my arms around his head, and I'm gonna try to bring him down, and we're gonna both hit the ground.
Oh, you're gonna Sherlock Holmes this mother.
I don't recognize that reference, but I'm going to try to suplex him.
Specifically.
Okay.
So the goal is to suplex him a 20-foot drop.
Sure.
Okay. 0, 5.
So you wrap yourself around his neck and you throw your weight back, and one of the tentacles that was around you, one had broken off, and so intuitively it's not grabbing what he expects it to grab, and he loses grip on the cage and he falls 20 feet towards Theo. Theo, you have a hefty boy, 2 hefty boys coming towards you.
I am not standing under them to impale. That was a joke.
Okay.
You're just standing over the sword.
All right, so you're out of the way.
Yeah.
Will you just make an athletics check?
To not be in the way?
Yeah.
Like, you were getting close. You didn't expect him to suplex him.
Can we make that a perception check for me to know what position to be in?
Say no. He's just trying to get a better
It
roll.
doesn't matter. It's still a 2.
All right. I will say that because when they launch, like, you positioned yourself, if they were to fall straight down, then you'd be out of the way. But the way that he kind of pulled and caught on one of the tentacles, it swung at an odd direction.
Yeah, so I like grabbed him and I like kick off the
I see what you're
thing
saying.
to like, because I'm trying to get, he's here, I'm here, right? So I've got to get him on the other side of me. I like basically did a half backflip.
Fair. But yeah, that's a 2.
So one of the tentacles does kind of, in a stray flail, like hook your leg,
Okay.
and so you fall to your ass. But
I think he's just punishing me for rolling well with my connections.
that's what you get. It all comes karma. But yeah, you slam him on his head. How does a suplex work? What's the goal with a suplex?
Okay, so you know what scorpioning is, right?
Yeah.
When you're like your feet go over. So the idea is
I've
you're
seen
assisting.
ridiculousness.
You're assisting in that. So I'm grabbing him by his body, and I'm sending it so like when we fall, I'm here, he's here. So it's like crunch.
Okay.
Landing on the back of neck and shoulders.
Yeah.
So with that, you give all your weight and with gravity down towards the ground, and these 2 remaining legs that one wasn't holding onto you, and the 2 that were holding onto the cage, it reflexively go to catch themselves, but with the added weight, slam down onto the equipment, and you see parts and the purplish liquid go spewing all over. And you hear a loud crunch that is beyond just the equipment, and you see now that his mask is removed, wince, and he cries out in pain.
I don't want to be a metagamer, but Theo held his action for when we were within striking distance.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was a thing in this.
I don't know,
Sure.
but that's what he said that he wanted to do. I don't know. I don't know if it works. But...
Just don't hurt the spider thing so you can take it off of him and give him to Circuit.
But if I'm allowed to go here,
Yeah.
I'd like to invoke a very important aspect to Theo, which is the end justifies the means. And I would like to drive both swords into his back and or chest, whatever direction he is.
Oh.
That's not to take no prisoners. That's pretty killing.
That's cold.
Okay.
Finish him.
Roll fight.
So obviously +2 or reroll if need be. So that will be, we'll do the +2, which makes that a 5.
So you get your leg kind of caught on one of these stray tentacles, and you kind of fall to your ass, but you scurry around and you just plunge these 2 swords into his chest.
Yep.
And with one, you hear like that clink, and it kind of scurries off to the side, but the one kind of finds some purchase between some of the plates underneath his clothes. And he coughs up blood straight in your face.
Jesus, is this guy still alive, dude?
Theo is just going to complete straight face, like demeanor completely shifted. I will erase you from the history books.
Jesus.
So he's attempting to get up, but something in his back is broken and he's unable to. And you see for the first time the confidence leave his eyes and find that this did not go the way that he's expecting to or that has ever gone. Fear flashes across his face momentarily before his face loses all expression entirely and his eyes kind of lull back and his body goes limp.
I push him off me and I kind of dust myself off and I go, I don't think there was any prize money.
And Theo is going to palm strike the sword deeper.
Jesus Christ!
Damn.
I think I might. Yeah, I think Waylon is gonna grab him, like not like in an aggressive way, but I'm gonna like move him away from the body.
I'm good.
Unless you resist. you do that, and I you know what I mean? Like I usher
yeah.
you away. I make distance. I'm like, he's gone. He's gone. Please. This is
Theo brushes off.
Takes out a handkerchief.
I gotta clean up the purple goo.
You just murdered an arch luminary.
And that is war number 5.
Wow.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Wow.
I've got some thinking to do.
Here's the platter. We tried to hand it to Bozer, and we're just like shoving it in his face. Here's our shit.
Oh my god.
From a legal standpoint, Theo and Wayland are not in the wrong here.
well, there's no witnesses, so
I do hope that Theo does get to use his legal knowledge at some point in this campaign, but my fear is the judge we would get would be very conflicting and make that a big challenge.
You know that there's like cameras here. Like whoever controls this place definitely will have seen this.
I think whoever controls this place is a
Dead.
corpse now.
I don't know.
Damn, this front page story that Theo paid for is getting fucking zabossy.
Boy. I can't wait to read that in the jail cell.
I can't wait for the king to fucking have to reveal himself because all of his fucking people are dirty.
Yeah, you would know that these arch luminaries are put in place by King Praxis.
Yeah, and there's 5, correct?
There were.
There were. There's 4 now.
Yeah, and it's weird. They're
And
not.
we still
all,
haven't met one of them, or 2 of them technically.
They're all not. They're not all on the same team. If
Yeah.
this one's
well,
rebels,
that's just fucking politics 101.
So we've met Naraya.
Mm-hmm.
Harold
Agriculture,
Faust, and then Ren
intelligence,
Jepsen.
engineering.
And who was the arch luminary of information or whatever that
Was
Theo
it
offered?
Harold?
That's
Faust.
Harold Faust.
Harold
Oh,
Faust.
Faust. Okay.
Yep.
do we know what the other 2 like branches are?
Yeah,
Like,
you would
is
know
one, like,
being in the city.
religion and something.
I think
else?
I asked this previously, and he told me we'll find out.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, I'll tell you because it would be common
I
knowledge.
feel like we would know. Yeah.
That's what I thought too, but you were like, yeah, no. You can find
You probably
out
didn't have it
later.
written down yet.
I did though. I don't know why. I didn't want to tell you at the time. One is arch luminary of capital,
Okay, that makes sense.
Fagin
Thanks.
Eurytus.
What'd you just call me?
Fagin, Faegan,
Okay.
Eurytus, Euridis.
You were just choosing the worst possible ways to spell these fucking names.
Okay, what's the other one?
Arch luminary of justice,
Justice.
Dolan Ludenson.
Dolan?
Dolan.
Like that scary comic of Donald Duck and Goofy?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
You guys don't know the Dolan comics?
Spell
No.
his name for me.
Dolan. Dolan.
I always think it makes me think of Dolan's Cadillac, which is
Ludenson.
a great short story.
Ludinson.
Of justice, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he's a piece of shit like my mother.
Dolan.
Never
Dolan.
seen it.
All right.
Damn, I gotta delete the fucking snip again because this bitch has got fucking changed dramatically.
Wow. Well, we are just shaking things up in big ways day after day after day. And
I think
we're
it was
only-
very important for Theo's and Justifies the Means to finally be seen.
His brutality, like it's gonna
I
be
wasn't
fun to unpack.
I wasn't expecting you to be a freaking murderer.
That was not murder.
Yeah, that was
That was
murder.
for sure.
He
murder.
was like on the verge of unconsciousness, and you turned
You
him
broke
off.
his back.
Well, he had an augmented
You're not a
spine.
doctor.
I was simply ending his suffering.
All right, Sirkin, calm down.
I was ending his suffering, and then I drove the blade 10 inches deeper.
So now that you guys have gotten back together, except Lucas doesn't know anything.
Technically,
Oh yeah.
How are you guys feeling hearing the other side.
I was watching Austin's face the entire time. because T gives me nothing. T's straight face the entire
Well, T
time.
has to take notes, and I'm fucking quickly trying to catch everything up.
And then there's Austin who's like, and so I just like watching him when things are going down.
And
But I
your
was
guys'
surprised.
side of the story was like on par with what I was expecting to kind of like slowly take place.
Nice.
I was the
Still
thing
fuck
is,
Fox though. I don't trust that little bastard.
Wait till you hear the interrogation of Vox.
I know. I can't wait.
Oh man, I had a lot of fun.
And I was creeped out the entire time.
What are you talking about? We saw it last week.
Wait, no. That last week was our episode. That was
That's
2
right.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Way to fuck up the time distortion.
But all of you.
Happy August.
Stop. What if it's not? All of you at home, thank you for listening or watching, whether you're live here in the Twitch chat on a Monday night, or not Monday night, that's a Geek Out Sesh, on a Thursday night at 8 p.m., or you're watching it back on YouTube or listening on podcast. We thank you. This story is just taking a life of its own in the
And
very
just
best
beginning.
way. Honestly. But until next time, I'm Bozer.
I'm Josh.
I'm Britt.
I'm Austin.
I'm T, and we didn't do this at the beginning.
We did not. And you just keep
Geeking
geeking out. Bye-bye.
Bye.